like.
A seventh warrior.
Now you understand why we are the ones who must take a stand in the fight against Nene. The warriors have come back to save the world.
Our remaining forces have succeeded in crossing the borders of our allied states, Mitia and Gore. These soldiers report that the Imperial Guard Division, led by Conrad, is bringing up the rear of the retreat. They are fighting bravely and have rescued many soldiers, but the truth is they are outnumbered.
Don't give up, men! We're almost to the border! Keep moving!
Where's he now, Minister?
That is unknown, sire. We cannot afford to wait, Your Majesty. We must prepare now. We must prevent any further invasion by Nene. We should call up the reserves and deploy the...
What is that?
What is that up there?
Operational efficiency 57%. Energy charge 83%.
Fire control system clear. Releasing safety valve. Target is locked. Objective, Jabral Castle.
Final report. All systems maximum power.
Ready to go, Commander.
And fire!
Everything from this point on is just speculation on our part. For any real answers, we would need to see the missing pages from the original book.
The extra 7 that were stolen.
Yes, the extra 7 pages that were added only to the back of the original book. I suspect their contents might help us maximize our shadow power. But I have no proof of that because what's written there has long been a mystery.
Who was responsible for keeping those pages hidden? Huh?
Around 700 years ago, the King of Jabral went out of his way to issue a specific law to that effect.
Manu?
The law stated, from that point on, any future viewings of the Book of the Beginning would be strictly prohibited, except to those people given permission by the king himself. In addition, the contents of the extra 7 were completely sealed, no matter who wanted to examine them.
What made the king do such a thing?
I think he was afraid. The King of Jabral at that time was an intelligent, gifted scholar. He was well-informed and promoted research in all areas, including studying the extra 7, but something happened. His research team must have made a discovery.
And you think the truth threatened the king?
It might have been something that would have upset the social order and caused an uproar. So, he probably created the law to make sure that whatever it was would be sealed away forever.
I guess it had to have been a pretty important secret if he was that worried.
What do you think is in the missing pages?
I don't know. Maybe it was stuff they forgot to put in.
Or stuff they were afraid to put in the first time.
I'm not sure we'll ever know the real answer to that question. We don't know when those pages were written. In fact, we don't even have a clue as to who wrote them. But it's all a big mystery. We don't know who wrote the Book of the Beginning either.
It's like trying to grab hold of a wispy cloud.
Are there clues we could pick up from reading the book?
Actually, I'm not all that interested in what's in the book. It's what they left out that might help us. There was something very important about shadows that wasn't addressed at all.
What was it?
I noticed nobody wrote about sealing a shadow.
Maybe they couldn't do it.
Or maybe they just never wanted to seal their shadows.
Here, let me show you something else. Go ahead, Kluke.
After the conflict, the soldiers of light returned to their respective homes. Hey, someone cut off the sentence in the middle.
That was the very beginning of Chapter 7. This text cuts off just like the one in the original book, and then Chapter 8 begins as if this section never even existed.
You think the subject of the cutout text is about...
Exactly. It's about how to seal the power of a shadow.
So, your theory comes down to what? The original writer wasn't allowed to finish Chapter 7, so somebody else came and did it?
I don't know why the writer may have stopped, but think about this. Couldn't the information for sealing a shadow also have been used for summoning a shadow as well?
Good heavens!
From Chapter 8 on, there are no stories in this book relating to the subject of shadows at all. That means one of two things must have happened. Either all the shadow wielders disappeared, or their shadows were sealed. My guess is that they were sealed. None of you are making full use of your shadow powers. As a result, the shadows themselves are not as effective in battle as they should be. Now, in order to resolve this problem, we need to go out and recover the extra 7.
But Zola, we have no idea where those pages could possibly be.
Does that mean we should just give up? So the pages were stolen. That just means we have to get them back. First off, we need to identify exactly who stole them and where they're now being held. We'll start our investigation immediately. But as we search, we need to maintain a very low profile. Right now, the enemy thinks they've eliminated us. That's good, let's keep it that way. We don't need somebody like General Logi breathing down our necks.
So the key to everything, the entire balance of power in this world is tied up in those missing 7 pages. Without them, we'll never beat Nene, right?
Are we all in agreement then? All right, we need to find a place for us to stay. You're all free until tomorrow. Get some rest tonight. You'll need it.
Don't you want to eat, Motto?
How do you even have an appetite right now?
Motto?
We're at war, you know. And maybe you've forgotten, but our forces have been defeated by Nene. It's a disaster. With no one to stop him, he'll keep attacking other countries. And then, the world will be plunged into darkness and despair! Are you even listening to me with your mouth full of food?
Yeah, darkness and despair. The food's in my mouth, not in my ears.
Then help out!
We're doing the best we can. Is the world suddenly going to become peaceful if we stop eating?
Hey! What happened to Shu? Where's Jiro and Zola? And what about Miss Klook? It's actually... Oh! Are you alright? I heard you got into another fight with Shu. Why can't the two of you bury the hatchet and work together as teammates?
He's the one who's not focused on the mission. The guy is completely undisciplined.
Come on, that's not the problem.
What else would it be?
Well, it's sort of a boy thing, really.